in terms of funding electricity and energy with infrastructure is what exactly do dealers and traders of these papers, whether national or subnational, are looking for in terms of transparency and disclosure. Tempo Ashaji also had a very brief chat with Sonnie Ayere, who is the chairman and chief executive officer at Don Lauren Merrifield.
30% of funding, is in the debt capital market, of which 90% of that is FGN. What do you think is the reason for that? It's simple. It's the high yield. And it's risk-free. Now, it doesn't help that most of that money goes to fund, recurrent expenditure, so to speak. But let's just reverse it. Let's assume that interest rates here, right, were somewhere around 5%. And government bonds were, say, 5.5 to, say, 6.5% sustainably. Do you think that kind of return is enough for pension funds? Do you think that banks would want to sustainably have such returns on their books? Or would be looking for what? More yield? It is the search and the hunt for yield, which is just a rational investor behavior that actually begins to drive investment opportunities. Now, listening to my colleague Dave, who says, well, I want you guys to go and come up with products. You can come up with products all you want. The truth of the matter is, and I've heard this many times, is there any way it can be guaranteed by the government? Is there any way it can be, etc.? Now, the thing is, and it's because of that mentality that I just don't want any risk. So to my mind, I think that, one of the things that really needs to be done in this market, and I just mentioned that earlier, is that if the general, let me call it, if the general perception or the thrust forward is we want to diversify our economy, we want to have other ways of earning, say, foreign exchange, etc., right? You've got to invest to reap, right? Now, in investing, it means there's a cost. If that cost is too high, right, then the money won't flow there. That's the issue. So if I'm saying now I want to create a fund, agriculture, etc.,